What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully today you're doing great. Now today we are going to be scaping this 10-gallon tank. I got this tank a while ago. It's actually a decent tank. I like this tank. The only downside to this, or two downsides to this, is that this tank does have, like my previous Aquascape, it has like this beta caulking. It's not as exposed as the other tank, the 14-gallon, but you can still kind of nick it if you go in there with a blade. But regardless, it's a nice tank. And then the other thing that I don't really like about it is this black like trim, right, or the rim at the bottom. So I would call this more like a half rimless tank. But regardless, it's a decent tank. I got this tank at Petco. It's an Aqueon for about, I think it was like $30, maybe about 8 months ago. Petco tends to sometimes have these sales where they're like just trying to get rid of tanks. So I picked it up, and yeah, we're gonna be scaping this tank. Hopefully, I'm able to fit what I actually ended up, the arch, from the actual thumbnail and the title. The arch that I made is pretty big. It's gonna be hard to kind of make it look like scale, but we're gonna do the best we can, and hopefully we can come up with a really like a decent aquascape. So what I want to start off by doing, actually hold on, before I do that, I feel like I need to move this light a little bit off to the side, otherwise it's gonna get in my way of me trying to like put sand in here. All right, so I started off already by putting some sand down at the bottom. The reason why I'm putting some sand down at the bottom is because the two like separate, it's a whole arch, but I made it in like two separate pillars, right? Just so that I wouldn't have to like have this giant um, arch and have it be, together or glued together, and I wasn't really gonna be able to maneuver it. But this is one, dude. I think that looks good. At first, I wasn't gonna go with the wood on there, but I think I made the right decision. Here, let me move this light over, slide it over a little bit. That looks cool, man. That looks really cool. There's a bit of a shadow in the camera, but I'll come up with it like, oh, no. There's a piece that's, oh, man. Look, we have a bit of a mishap here. Wood is loose. I'm going to just go ahead and get some like paper towel and glue that so that it doesn't, man, dude, that sucks. And I glued this like a day ago just to make sure that whenever I was doing this, it wouldn't come off. But it's not too big of an issue. I could just, like I said, put some paper towel and some liquid super glue in. All right, so now that I have it back, dude, oh my God, I gotta stop dealing with the shadow. But anyway, you'll see it inside. I fixed it, put some paper towel and some super glue. So that, dude, this is super sketchy because I feel like some of these rocks, like I'm pretty sure I did a decent enough job of gluing down the rocks with the tissue and all that, but oh man, I'll be back. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with this. I think that looks good. I gotta push the sand back a little bit though, because there's gonna be aqua soil obviously going in here, so I gotta push this back a little bit. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna get any better because again, the just the space, it's so confined. I don't think it's gonna get any better. Let me move the light over and see how much better it looks with the light like right above it. Oh wow, that actually looks really cool, because this arch I'm gonna fill with Pinnatifida, Hygrophila Pinnatifida all over it. And what I'm hoping is gonna happen, if everything goes well in this scape, the Pinnatifida is gonna turn red, and I just want a whole like arch full of red Pinnatifida that would just look amazing. And then at the bottom, I'm gonna probably end up keeping it simple with like some small foreground plants. But I honestly, I think it's gonna look great. Obviously, we won't know until the end and until the plants are all grown in and the escape is actually fully settled, or all the plants are actually grown in. But I think that in itself looks really good. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add some aqua soil. What I'm gonna use at the very bottom is gonna be some old Amazonia. The reason why I'm gonna use the Amazonia all the way at the bottom is because no matter how old Amazonia is, dude, Amazonia always and I literally mean always, has a bunch of nutrients. Like Amazonia just seems like it never runs out of nutrients. And the reason why I want it at the bottom is because it's so nutrient rich that I don't want it to be like right at the surface. I kind of want it to be at the bottom, right where the roots are going to be, so that it kind of locks it down in a way, having a layer on top of the Amazonia. I'm not going to use a lot either. I'm going to end up using football substrate at the top. But that's the main reason why I'm putting the Amazonia like all the way at the bottom, just because of the simple fact that it has so many nutrients. Right, so I'm evening this out as best I can. And look, here is one of like the root tabs that the Amazonia comes with. It's intact. Like it wasn't even used by the plants in the previous scape. That's why I want to keep this substrate all the way at the bottom. Like I can deal with the high levels of nutrients in Amazonia. I can, right? But I don't want to. And why don't I want to? Because it means I'm going to have to do way more water changes than I need to, or even bigger volume water changes more often. And I don't want to do that. Typically with the flu ball, I only have to do maybe like 3 water changes a week, about 30% water change, and then it'll be good, you know? So I'm trying to avoid having to do like a water change daily or every other day. But with my experience in Amazonia, it's a good aqua soil. Don't get me wrong, but you have to be on top of it. Otherwise, you're gonna have crazy ammonia spikes, and you're gonna get a lot of algae. All right, guys, so here's the completed hardscape. I have the soil in, I have the sand path in. Um, you can see that the path here is like very wide, and I did that for a specific reason. The reason why I did that is because I'm gonna get shrimp, and I kind of want to see the shrimp like in the in the foreground just grazing. I want to be able to see them. I'm gonna get shrimp in here. I'm probably gonna get like some very small fish. I'm not sure yet, but I want to keep it to scale so that this just looks like it's massive. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the main reason why it's so thick. And also, I don't have, like crazy amount of materials for builds. So I think just keeping the aqua soil there in the back, and then leaving this pocket here for me to put some like really nice small foreground plants will do, just fine. But yeah, honestly, I think it looks great. Hopefully, you guys like it, but primarily, I like it. So from here, now it's going to be getting all the plants ready to, put them, getting the Pinnatifida, dude, to go around this thing, which I can just imagine how that's going to look. A bunch of Pinnatifida in there just turning red, and some of them, oh, it's just going to look great. And then getting the foreground plants and then the background plants, just getting everything ready. And then, yeah, we'll move forward from there. All right, so I went ahead and got all the plants ready. Over here we have a decent amount of Pinnatifida, Hygrophila pinnatifida. If I do need more, I have way more. But for now, maybe I think that might be enough. Over here we have a type of Myrophyllum. It's got like an orangey red kind of tone at like the tip. So once it hits the light, like once it's close to the light, it turns orangey red, which looks really nice. This is Rotala green. Down here I have Rotala rotundifolia orange juice. I have S. repens here. I also got a bunch of tripartita, Lobella cardinalis. And then this is also a type of no, it's either a type of hygrophila or a type of angustifolia. I'm not really sure, but I know it's a stem plant that you can put in the midground that kind of just stays small. So I definitely want that in, because the tank is not too big. So I want smaller plants that are not going to take over the scale of it, of the scape. And then here I have some Nasea trifolia as well. And yeah, so these are all the plants that are going in there. If I do end up adding anything else, I'll probably just put it up on the screen. I might end up putting some crypts in there, some flamingo. I'm not sure, but let's just go ahead and put these in first. All right, so that was all the planting done. All the plants are in now. I think it's looking great. We have the S repens, we have the hydro, or I can't remember if it's a hydro or an angustifolia. We have Rotala orange juice in the back. We have all the Pinnatifida on that on the wood and on the rock. In the back, we have Rotala green. We have Nasea trifolia. We have Myrophyllum in the back. We have the Lobelia cardinalis, and we have all the tripartita. That tripartita is going to fill that up so nicely. But yeah, I mean, the tank, I mean, obviously, when you first set up a tank, it's going to look a little, I mean, I think it looks nice, but obviously, once the plants kind of go towards the light and they start standing up again, upright, it's going to look great. But honestly, guys, I think this tank is gonna look amazing. Maybe at some point I'll end up putting some sort of like light in the back to make it look like I don't know, like the sunlight's coming through the cave. I'm not sure, but I think that might be a good idea. Now all I got to do is fill the tank up and then wait either a couple hours, but most likely a day, and just let the water clear up, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys how that looks. All right, guys, so here's the tank about 48, almost 48 hours into it having been set up. It's actually, I think it's looking really, really nice. I ended up putting in the filter. It's like a small little tiny canister off-brand filter that I got a while back that I actually had in the 14-gallon. And then I also bought a skimmer so that I could use it in here, just because I already noticed that the Amazonia has already started to release a lot of the nutrients, which is the main reason why at the beginning of the video I told you I'm going to put the Amazonia as the bottom layer and then just fill it up or cap it off with the flu ball, which has actually less nutrients. Um, but quite frankly, guys, I think the tank is starting to look amazing. I have to wait at least 2 weeks for it to fully settle in, for it to be cycled, and for the plants to actually start growing. Because as of right now, obviously, it's only been almost 48 hours, like I said, so it's not going to be cycled, and it's not going to, the plants are really not growing yet. They're barely settling in. So, yeah, I already started running CO2. I tend to run CO2 on all my planted tanks, especially on the tanks that I use like strong lighting. And which brings me to my next point. I actually ended up changing out the Chihiro slide that was on my angelfish tank over to this one, just because I feel like the coloration on it is better. That white just, I don't know, it just makes it pop a little bit more. And I know that this Chihiro's light makes the reds really pop as well. So I want the Pinnatifida to just show that bright red color, as well as the stems that are planted in the back. But yeah, guys, I'm actually really happy with this scape. Hopefully everything goes well, and then in 2 weeks time, we'll be able to put shrimp and some very tiny fish in here. I don't know what yet, but I know they're going to be tiny. All right, guys, so here we are with the 10-gallon Archscape. It's been 2 weeks since I set this tank up. Um, Unfortunately, the Pinnatifida, which is all around the arch, it didn't turn too red yet. It's kind of getting there. You can see it. If you pay attention, like a lot of the new leaves are coming out really, really red. But I can see as well that the roots, right? The roots are actually coming out and they're looking pretty healthy. I've had some amanos in here for about a week now, kind of cleaning up the tank. So they're just kind of doing their thing. But honestly, I think the tank is looking great. The colors are just popping. I recently got a Twin Star light. This is the Twin Star 450 EA, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really good light. I didn't get it necessarily for this tank. I got it for my 23-gallon tank that I'm gonna scape pretty soon. And I wanted to have a decent light on that tank, but I was like, you know what? Let me put this light on the arch tank and see how it looks. And quite frankly, I think it looks amazing. And it really makes the reds pop, which is probably the best thing about the Twin Star light. But honestly, I think the tank is looking great. And I think the tank is now actually ready for me to put some fish and some shrimp, which was the original idea. And I have actually gotten some. All right, so all I got to do is now acclimate the shrimp and the fish to the temperature and the parameters of the water. It shouldn't take too long. It should take me about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, just to be sure. But yeah, once I do that, I'll do like a little release. Hopefully these fish are going to look amazing. I know the shrimp are going to look great because the colors are very vibrant, but the fish, that's the one I'm not too sure about yet, but let's just go ahead and find out. All right, so the first fish that are going in the tank are some gold ring danios. I saw these guys. I only got 3 of them just because this tank is not very big, so I don't want to, put too many fish in here. It's mainly gonna primarily be a shrimp tank. Like I said, I already have some amanos in there, but these are gold ring danios. These guys look really cool in the shop. I'm pretty sure they're gonna look great under this light, but let's go ahead and put them in and see exactly what they look like. And now we have the shrimp. These shrimp, they're called Blue Dream Shrimp, and the other ones are called Golden Back Shrimp. These guys look great in the shop. I know they're gonna look great here because the Twin Star lighting typically just makes really neon colored fish or shrimp pop a lot. So let me go ahead and oh my God, they're gonna look great. Come on, all of you. 4 and 5. All right, so now that the shrimp, a little too zoomed in. Now that the fish and the shrimp are in there, it's just going to be a matter of letting them acclimate for a little while. Typically, when you first put, fish in, they tend to be very skittish. I mean, these guys are kind of swimming around a little bit. But the shrimp typically just go straight to work. Like this little guy is already, on the wood. You can see the golden back here, and then the blue dream. But yeah, I'm just going to give them a little while to settle in, and then we'll come back to the tank and see how they're doing. All right, so the shrimp and the fish have now been in the tank for a little while, and they seem to be acclimating well. The golden ring Danios are just Danios are known for just swimming around and going crazy. These little guys are actually doing the exact thing that I wanted them to do, which is just move around the tank. Um, and they do keep the scale of the whole scape, to what I imagine, which is the whole arch just being the main focus. And then the shrimp, honestly, the shrimp, I think I picked the right shrimp. These guys, the Blue Dream shrimp, they're really nice. I tend to find shrimp to just be really cute, and I think they're gonna thrive in here. There's a lot of plants. There's just a lot of nook and crannies where the shrimp can just kind of hide and do their own thing, right? But I'm honestly very very happy with the way this scape turned out. I think it looks great. I'm probably gonna leave the Twin Star light on here for a little while and see how the plants actually react to it. Hopefully, I'll get more growth. Maybe the Pinnatifida, now since there's like more reds in this Twin Star light, maybe the Pinnatifida will turn more red, which is what I want. But as of now, honestly, the tank is looking great. I'm really happy with how it looks. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this build. I gotta say, I had a lot of fun putting this tank together, coming up with the idea to kind of build an arch. I mean, it's not something new. I've seen it done before. I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube. But when you kind of think about something like this and you put the arch yourself together, and then you think, oh, what if I add this? What if I add some wood? And like, for example, here I added the wood and I had the idea to just add Pinnatifida around it. Frankly, I think it turned out great. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the build just overall. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, please subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next build.